welcome to the BallerAlert show, live from Atlanta. I go by the name Ferrari. Simmons.
I go by the name, BT.
Jim Jones in the building.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And he walked in, he tired.
He tired. We're going to wake him up a little bit.
Hard as a mom.
He been
Working
working his
hard.
ass off.
Yeah.
Double OG.
I've been working like I'm delirious out here, man. Shit got me fucked up today. It's cool.
Man, it's good to see you. It's just whatever type of energy you got for us, man. We just appreciate
I'm
it.
here. We outside.
Living legend.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to start this off by saying you probably don't even know this, or maybe you remember. When I was in college, you remember Freshie in Tampa? Freshie? I don't even remember Freshie. I used to literally be like part of your entourage when you would come to Orlando or Tampa.
I do.
Do you remember
Man,
that?
he don't remember
like-
y'all.
I remember Freshie, but I don't think I remember you from Orlando. I think I remember you from just a long time ago from
With Biddy.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah, with Biddy, yeah. But before that, when I was like, nigga, I'm like 18, 19, I'm just, because he was cool with Freshie in Tampa and Orlando. Anytime you came to Tampa, Orlando, I would just walk with y'all. Just so I get my Orlando, what was Julia Beverly? What was that shit? Ozone Magazine, so I get my Ozone Magazine pick.
Yeah.
You don't even know that, bro.
Shout out to Julia Beverly. That's
I was
crazy.
around, dog.
That's crazy. That's crazy. See, you never know.
He probably got a lot of those
Nigga,
stories
Ballin'
too.
was like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's a
Anyway.
Good time.
I ain't gonna lie. And another admission, too. I used to literally dress just like you.
Thank you, my brother.
Nah, I needed that whole vibe, bro.
Yeah.
Nigga, nah, bro. That nigga, what?
So okay, so who started the skinny tees and t-shirts? I feel like that was a crazy wave.
I didn't start the skinny tees, but I started a more fitted look than
It was very fitted.
Yeah.
The little bike chain.
Now the bike chains are back.
Yeah.
I just recently bought one.
I mean, well, they never really left nowhere.
But it's like a resurgence.
It's just very prevalent right now.
Yeah.
This is dope. It's dope just to see how people's adapting to my style still 20 years later. I mean, it's kind of incredible, really, because half these kids don't even know what they're doing. They don't even know where it started. They have no idea that this is a package that they got on, so it's pretty dope.
Jim Jones, you living or you surviving right now?
I'm living. I've been living. I was surviving when I was in the hood. You know what I mean? I've been living ever since.
Okay, now, what brings you to Atlanta, my brother? You know what I'm saying? You hit the town. I had 5 different people hit me that Jim Jones was in town.
The album's out right now at the church steps. So naturally, Atlanta is one of the biggest places when it comes to music or hip-hop music for our culture and things like that. So you want to make sure you come down here and get acclimated. For me, I'm getting reacclimated, especially with everything going on. Just come touch the town, do a bunch of promo, got some parties, go to the restaurants, get some good food, kiss babies, all that.
What about sleep?
Sleep?
You gonna get some sleep?
Bro, get a nap in after this, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a little nap.
Y'all gonna let him go to sleep, man?
Nah, yeah. Cancel the. What's the itinerary, bro?
Little baby
Cancel
nap.
the itinerary till like 10
Baby
o'clock.
nap.
God damn, give my boy.
I know it's vamp life, but sometimes vampires gotta go to sleep.
Give my boy a nice bag of that.
Vampires
You know
gotta
what
go
I'm
to
saying?
sleep.
Vampires do sleep. They sleep a lot.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
vampires sleep during the day.
Yeah, and I'm up. I'm a day walker.
I don't even know where to start, but for a person with you're to me again, and I feel like BT agreed. Living legend.
Of course.
What keeps you going, man? I feel like you've done everything at the highest level. What excites you now in the game?
What excites me in the game?
What makes you say, I'm gonna drop some music, I'm gonna go on promo tour? Jim Jones doesn't have to go on promo tour if you don't want to.
Shit, I gotta go on everything. As long as I'm in it, I'm gonna do everything that has to be done.
Okay.
Just being in the game, you gotta be with it. You know what I mean? I'm still here. I still love doing music. I don't think I got nothing to prove to anybody but myself at this point about how many years I got in, and at this point I'm still getting better when it comes to my craft. So I don't think I'll be going nowhere no time soon. But it's been fun. I mean, being able to reinvent myself throughout all the years and able to come back. It's something that take a lot of prayer. I tell you that, a lot of prayer and hard work and sleepless nights, as you can see, and things like that. And it's not easy. Also, especially for somebody like myself who's been in it so long. So when you're trying to make music you want to try to make sure you touch all genres and things like that. So trying to be like a hybrid between the youngsters and my core fan base and things like that. And you know, it's that's not the easiest thing also. So I'm blessed to be able to be in that position right now.
Now, what annoys you now with the new day and age of like how the industry is now and how it was back in the day?
Nothing. It's business. The business is business. Everything evolves, and if you're not willing to keep up with the times, then you're gonna get lost in the sauce. This is why I'm here doing this. This is why I've been doing all the promo stuff. I'm following what these youngsters have carved out for artists to be successful. So who am I to try to do something different? When we had our time, there was a way that we did things for marketing and promo that everybody would do and things like that. You know what I mean? So it's like me just making sure that I don't get lost in the sauce. And now they got me doing streams, platforms, everything.
I was gonna say,
I've been seeing, you've been going real viral with a lot of the interviews you did. I think I saw you do this one interview where you was just telling the guy, you was like, You ain't pay me for that. You ain't getting that. I was like, I was like, yo, Jim Jones is an OG.
The bag wasn't quite.
It was like, I'll give you the money back. You're not getting this out of me.
Yeah, that bag wasn't enough for what he was trying to get. You take your money back.
Okay, I'm not trying to do nothing for clout when I ask you this question.
Right.
Was the conversation not organic enough for you to answer that question? Like, did it seem kind of staged?
It just seemed like he was trying to get a whole discography out of me. You know what I mean? Like, he was trying to get my whole backstory, my whole bio and all. It's like, you're not doing that, bro. You heard? You talking about high school, all this other shit. Like, no, you gotta, the bag gotta be a little bit bigger. But it was cool, though.
Okay.
He still got his interview. I guess he figured it out.
He didn't have to figure it out. You told him. That was real interesting. It's always interesting to see, just the new ways of like how to put content out and stuff like that. And
content is everything right now.
Yeah, and you got so much content going on right now. Is it like hard to just avoid and like cut off the internet sometimes when you just keep seeing like the same thing? Because the replay value of your interviews is
golden. It's a lot of things trending with you right now.
I ain't gonna lie, for like the first 40 days of this month, I was on the Explorer page, the top of the Explorer page every day. Nigga turn their phone on, like, all right, I'm going back to sleep for real. This shit is getting out of hand. But it was great. I mean, the momentum that it gave me for the album and with the music, it all played a part. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not mad at anything and shit like that. And I haven't seen too many people go that viral for that long. So it was cool. You know what I mean?
That's why I was wondering out. I'm like, every time I open my phone, Jim Jones said
no,
this.
it was happening.
Jim Jones did this.
No, it was happening.
And I was like, damn.
And I just also want to include, like, when personal life happens and, no clout, disagreements happen and it plays out in the public eye, I feel like that seems very clout-ish too when you are doing your promo run.
Yeah.
And someone has to feel that ask you the question.
I mean, it was part of the playing field. I mean, shit, we all entertainers. Everything that people have seen is out in the public. So who am I to stop a person from asking questions that they want to ask and things like that? I mean, I'm a grown man. If I don't want to answer it, as you can see, I ain't gonna answer it and things like that. But it's a topic of discussion and things like that. So I try to be classy in my answers and things like that because it's a very personal subject. And what I mean, dealing with the media could be fickle sometime, you know what I mean? So
it wasn't never really like that before. It was more so, you had your television interviews, you had radio. Now we have a visual interview where it's like the content for something stupid can literally go all the way left, and that really wasn't the point. And the content gets manipulated as well.
Clickbait is crazy. It's all wild out there. I mean, so hopefully you use everything and it works in your favor and things like that. I mean, I've seen it go backwards for a lot of people when they get in the media in the midst of different controversies and shit like that. You know what I mean? So I'm not a media person. Though. I'm not a media whore. I ain't going back and forth with nobody on.
So you wouldn't do. We wouldn't see a Jim Jones podcast or Jim Jones?
You wouldn't never see a Jim Jones podcast. You might see maybe a Jim Jones talk show, which would be held in a whole different light and things like that. You might see a Jim Jones stream way before you see a Jim Jones podcast. You know what I mean? Like, because I know I can control a stream. I don't even need to have guests for a stream and things like that. I just need to have a concept and make sure these kids tap in and things like that. You know what I mean? Like I could do a stream about fashion. I could do a stream about fitness.
I was gonna say fitness.
It's so many things that I could do, but I would say that streaming way before podcasting, and if I have a chance to finish up this talk show concept that I've been working on for the past 3 years, then I definitely jump into that.
Now, is any do's or don'ts that you have for fans? Because I seen a video where you was like waiting outside the store, and a fan came up to you and was, it looked like he was trying to like act like y'all was like homies, and you gotta talk like
but
that
nigga that came up there, he's notorious on 25th Street for bothering people. He was spazzing on women and shit like that. Like I know who it was. Like that's my attitude shifted. I'm aware of my surroundings and things like that. But him on purpose, I did that to him on purpose because I didn't like his attitude and the way he treats the people of Harlem and shit like that. You dig? Okay. So I wanted to make sure he was if it was going to reflect on me, and it obviously didn't. But you know how I go.
Yeah, but see, that's why I'm glad you do interviews, because clarifying, because he was like,
speaking of clarifying,
punk.
You were on my Explore page 2 days ago.
For what now?
We had to talk. We actually talked about this on the radio 2 days ago. I had your back, by the way.
Wait, what happened?
But then they got on me in the comments. They said when you compared the fraternities.
Oh yeah, you said Bloods and
most people are stupid. They lack common sense. You know what I mean? So you can't even get too in depth with people and things like that. But if you look it up, it's all a brotherhood. It's no different. You heard?
And that's what I said on the radio. Mm-hmm. And then they started killing me in the comments.
They was.
So when the first fraternities came out, you don't think they was running around like they was a gang? You think it was an all legal thing then when they first started hazing and beating people up? So that's not gang activity? Hazing is not gang activity? To get in a gang, you got to get the shit beat out you. To get in a fraternity, you got to get the shit beat out you. Hazing is not gang activity? There's a lot of similarities there that they call other things. You heard?
And that's all I was saying.
You want to be a gang, you get jumped in. Okay, cool. You want to be in a fraternity, you get hazed in. Like you did, so I don't even feel like going down the similarities of what.
But you were comparing just some similarities. You weren't comparing everything.
Of course, not everything. Some things go a little bit left. But the ideology of the idea of what a gang is and what a fraternity is pretty much the same thing. It's a brotherhood. Each one teach one, a group of brothers that come together to lift each other up, no matter what circumstances it is and things like that. Like you did. Like so, when we can look it up. So let's look up what fraternity actually means. Let's Google it and see what a fraternity let's get on Google. You heard? Let's see what the hell they talking about.
I'm just glad I got the right colors on.
Since you bring it up, I got some good college.
Fraternity. An organization is an organization, society, club, fraternal order, traditionally of men, but also women, associated together for various religious or secular aims.
Okay. And what is a gang?
Here we go.
Hey, I told you you're going to wake up.
Gang, an organized group of criminals. To form a group of a gang, a smaller supermarket chain. Oh, no, that's not it. There's so many different.
There's no because it's a fraternity, my brother. Everything you just said in that what a fraternity is the same thing it is for a gang.
A group of criminals or people, especially young men and women. Damn, that's almost the same as the other one.
Difference is they named it gang
with defined leadership and an internal organization.
Okay, now what we just said about didn't they have internal organization and all that shit in fraternity? So now we gonna finish talking about this, or we gonna go for breakfast? Because, like I said, people lack a lot of common sense, and I have a lot of common sense. You heard? I might not be the smartest, but I'm very keen. You heard? I know what's going on around me, and that's the problem. People don't like to see people too smart. That's why sometimes I just act dumb. So when you say shit too smart, people are definitely dumb. Pardon me.
All right, so back to the music.
And then that's gonna go viral to a whole nother Explorer page.
Hey,
now they're gonna have debate. They want to have big debates about this on big. Like, no, I don't want to have a debate. We just read the
definition.
What are we debating about?
But I just wanted to clarify because when the headlines came out, it was just like
it's making it look crazy, right? Like the other one. The other one is Jim Jones says down south living is easier. They didn't have no projects and all that. Oh, that's not what I said. What I said is that down south knows more about land, property, and real estate because 9 times out of 10 there was a house that you went to or you lived in the South. New York, we didn't have no houses, no
Apartments.
time, none, never.
Yeah.
Y'all always had houses, and then y'all had some projects added to it, but y'all have way more houses and ownership down here than anything else. In New York, we don't have that.
It's just more land.
Buildings. It's just buildings. Nobody ever had a house in New York. Nobody, grandmother, grandmama, auntie, nobody ever had a house unless you go to the rich neighborhoods, Uptown, Riverdale, or some shit like that. You dig? Like, so that's what I meant by it. Now y'all got me up for real. Start.
I told you. I told you.
I told you we was gonna have a good combo. All right, I want to get back to the music. Project out. Favorite record.
My favorite. Why people ask my favorite record on the project?
Because that's gonna determine my next
the
question.
record that most describes that gives me the best feeling, describes my whole album.
Yes, sir.
Would be Genesis.
Okay.
That is the tempo of my album, Genesis.
Now, the Deluxe has 31 songs.
No, the Deluxe has 13. It all equals together is 31 songs, and some of them are interludes and things like that. So
Okay.
roughly about 28 records all together.
God damn. I was listening to Flu Game. That was fire. One time for Trinidad James.
Appreciate that.
Are we doing a tour?
I believe they have a tour lined up or getting lined up right now. So that'd be pretty good. I ain't been on the road like that in a long time either. See how that go. Tours a lot. It's taxing. I mean, it's a whole different mind frame when you go on tour, but the money is very good. So, I mean,
You like the TV money better?
I like all money better. You know what I mean? As long as it don't put me in jail.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And TV money is great though. I mean, this TV is a whole different aspect in its whole self. I mean, because of the visibleness of you being on television is different from you being an artist on the radio and things like that. It's kind of like football players and basketball players. You hardly know who the football players is. You know who all the basketball players is. Most artists are heard on the radio. You know what I mean? On television, everybody knows who you are. So I've been in the game upwards of 10 years by the time I did the first reality show. And then Chrissy did 1 year reality, and she was just as famous as me in 1 year than I was in my 10 years because of the
visibility.
Visibility. There you go. Pardon me. Thank you for helping me out
it's
with
cool.
that.
Go ahead.
Is there any new artists that you like that you listening to?
Besides my artists, shouts to King, shouts to Peso. There's always a bunch of artists that I like listening to, man. I'm just a fan of good music. Detroit got some real great music right now.
Yeah, shout out Detroit.
You know
For sure.
what I mean?
We'll be out there next month.
Shouts to PZ.
Tycoon Festival.
Babyface Ray.
Babyface Ray.
Vezo,
Yeah.
and all them
Yes, sir.
boys,
Yes, sir.
you know. As you know, Atlanta always has some great music. Midwest is real big right now. In the South and in Miami and all that. I mean, I'm just a fan of music. I wouldn't say I have any like up and coming favorites right now because a lot of them are busting and shit like that. I'm just a fan of music. You know what I mean?
All right, so on the mental health check-in segment of the show, what does Jim Jones do when he is having a moment of bad day? Do you meditate? Do you go to therapy? Do you talk to somebody? Do you shut down? And
That's a good question.
when it's like a terrible
I've
day.
learned to control my emotions a lot more that I've gotten older than I was when I was younger. And you won't know till you grow. So what I continue to tell myself, mental health is a very important thing. And there's a lot of times where I feel like I want to crash, but I had to stop myself from doing that because those are one of the things that did me a big disservice in my career for just overreacting so fast and things like that. And that's not good when it comes to mental health. And I do believe that a lot of us need somebody to talk to, whether it's therapists or somebody that you confide in, somebody that could just be a listening ear sometimes is very important when you go.
Do you have that, or do you kind of stay to yourself?
I don't really got that. You know what I mean? I never went to see no therapist or anything like that. Got a few brothers and shit like that that I trust with what we talk about and shit like that for the most part. It's hard though when you're in a position like mine and things like that. It's hard to trust anybody and to be vulnerable, to tell them exactly what's on your mind and what you're going through and shit like that. A lot of people use that against you. You know what I mean? Especially in my position. So, yeah, it's funny.
Man, so, briefly, because that was a big dog to me. I know a true friend to you. Chubbie Baby, man.
Yes.
R.I.P. Long live Chubbie Baby.
Long live.
I know I saw you at the funeral.
Yeah.
I know. What did that loss do to you? because I mean, I saw at the funeral you had to get up and get some air real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a big loss for me. Everybody know me and Chubbie relationship. That's one of the few brothers I have. One of the few brothers that really was in my corner when nobody else was. When I was down on my luck, he's one of the few brothers that come and help pick me up and things like that. And definitely always gonna miss him to death. We've been through so much, both good and bad, back against the wall. One of the person has one of the biggest hearts that I've seen, especially for him being so much of a gangster, and I mean that in the dopest way. I mean, I don't want to take that gangster out of proportion because his heart was way bigger than anything else. And just to watch, see what he did for his family, how he took care of his family, how he loved his wife, how he loved his kids, how much of he was a protector for them all the way until he took his last breath. All the way till he took his last breath, he was a protector and a provider for them. And just missing him every day. I always think about different things that we got to experience together and shit like that. I was here when he first moved to Atlanta. I was here when he went to Miami and left Miami to come to Atlanta. I see him do a lot of different things as far as just living life. And when he got to Atlanta, I watched him be able to start life over again and settle down, get a home, build a family, and really be a family man aside from being a gangster. So he's definitely a gangster and a gentleman. I know so many people in Atlanta are gonna miss him. I watched him help the music scene in Atlanta since he got
first
here.
Industry check.
Yes, and there's a lot of people that say that too, no matter what the circumstances was. I know he has put on and helped a lot of people get their start out here, or helped them with their career, or helped them with their success. I mean, so long live Chubbie, baby. You know, your name will ever be screamed out loud as long as I'm here and got breath in my lungs. Love you to death, my brother.
Oh, man, we appreciate you pulling up, man. It's always an honor. I'm glad we finally got a Jim Jones interview.
Man,
just so you know, BallerAlert, anytime you want to come on BallerAlert,
I'm pulling
up. Text and a phone call away, man.
Facts.
I'm pulling up.
And I'm gonna tell your team, make sure that you get a good nap in.
Please.
Because vampires, that vamp life. Listen,
vamp life is strenuous.
You gotta bring us some shades too next time.
Please.
I got you.
Somebody stole mine. I bought some. I supported. I bought some. Somebody.
I'm about to have Pone ship you some pairs.
Oh, that's done. Like that. Hey, you said that on camera. You said that on camera.
Yeah, no, that's easy. It should be in 2 days.
Hey, okay. hey now.
100%. That's easy, man.
We gonna make sure we clip that up.
I got a pop up tomorrow too.
Tomorrow
at Deluxe.
Okay.
Get some diplomat hats, some Atlanta diplomat hats.
Okay.
Things like that. Little promo and shit like that. So y'all come on. I got some hats for y'all.
I bet.
Like that. Pull up, and then got some parties and shit like that.
Lil Rari got a baseball game. I'm pulling up right after.
Yeah, so come on, bring him with you. Shit, he got a baseball game. I got a baseball hat for him. He need to snap you.
Done.
Yeah.
You did?
Done.
Well, we appreciate you, my brother.
And I appreciate y'all.
BallerAlert, Jim Jones.
Yeah, definitely a baller in the building. Sound alert, you heard?
BallerAlert.